going on, guys? So today I want to go over the questions that people were asking me on Facebook in reference to fitness. I'm also going to go through explaining how to use the TDEE, which is a total daily energy expenditure calculator, which is free that anybody can find on Google. And I also use it when helping my clients because I don't know how they're tracking their calories, if they're even tracking calories at all, or they're just eating and basically yo-yoing where one day is a low calorie day, one day is a high calorie day, and I have no idea what exactly they're eating. So by using somebody's weight, height, and age, it comes out a formula and it basically takes your BMR, um, your resting metabolic rate, your there's one for NEAT, which is the non-exercise activity thermogenesis. It takes in the thermic effect of food, which I've already made a video on that one, and it takes all those combinations together with exercise and tries to give you a ballpark of what the calories should be. But again, it's a ballpark. It's somewhere where you can start, but it's not definite. Because it depends on how much lean body mass you already have. It's kind of hard to be able to tell that without going through a doctor and having a scientific. Basically, there's a procedure they do to be able to find that. I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't really know the procedure. Um, so it's going through these questions right here. Rachel wants to know eating for your body type. Now, there is ectomorphs, there is mesomorphs, and there's endomorphs. Ecto is someone who's super skinny. Meso is somebody who's kind of in the middle who gains muscle pretty easy. And there's endo, who's somebody who is overweight and may have a propensity to become obese. Now, when it comes to body weight, the only thing that matters as far as because it's kind of hard to be able to know exactly what you are. Because here's the thing, you may think you're one thing unless you have really good genetics, and you've been like pretty much like muscle bound your entire life and you've always ate like crap. You may be an ecto, or you can be a meso. If you've been overweight your entire life but yet you've always ate unhealthy food, then you're going to think you're an endo, but you might not be an endo. You may just be like a combination of a meso and an endo, but you've been eating so bad your entire life that you put on so much weight that it's just compounding, which has an effect on your insulin. If you're obese, you might have a tendency to become insulin resistant, which that is going to affect carbohydrates. People are scared of carbohydrates because they think they're going to make them gain weight. But the thing is, if you're overweight and you are insulin resistant or diabetic and you have a problem with insulin, therefore you may have a problem with burning energy because your body is constantly storing what you eat, and that can lead to an excess of weight. So when it comes to body type, I don't really get too much into that. It's more along the lines of just tracking your calories, eating a healthy diet, and seeing what happens. And I'm sure if you do those things, as long as you're burning more calories than what you're eating and basically having a healthy lifestyle, you're going to lose weight. But it just takes time. People are so impatient. They want the quick fix. Things going to happen overnight, but it's not. So it takes time. So you just got to be patient. Um, let's see what else we got here. Peggy wants to know, because she has PCOS, which I'm not sure what that is, but she has problems with her ankles and knees. She has a hard time losing and building muscle. Well, losing and building muscle may come down to your protein intake. Maybe if you're not eating enough protein, it could be a reason why you could be losing some muscle. But then again, you gotta remember, if you're, let's say, 10 years ago, you're really active. Okay, you're doing a lot of physical stuff. And then as you've gotten older, you become more complacent. You stop doing a lot of that physical stuff. Well, your body no longer needs to maintain all that lean body mass you may have gained because you're not really utilizing it. And if you're eating an inadequate diet, you can't end up burning muscle and losing muscle as you get older. If you age and your lifestyle changes, you can lose muscle. So I would just kind of just make sure you're getting in your proper macros, and the right amount of food. Sometimes people also, like, when it comes to like gaining weight, they'll undereat. They'll think, okay, well, here's the thing. I'm gonna go on this diet. I'm gonna eat salads all day long. I'm gonna eat chicken salads all day long. The problem when you eat a lot of salads is it's not a balanced diet. Depending on what kind of vegetables you're eating, you're probably not getting enough protein. You're not getting the necessary fats your body needs, and carbohydrates are very important. There's a lot of carbohydrates that people are not eating. They need to. Mainly fruit. People don't eat enough fruit. It's very important. Let's see what else we got here. Okay. Don wants to know about workout and nutrition plans for people that work long hours and forced to resort to home workouts with limited equipment. There's tons and tons of information on YouTube and all over the internet as far as like home workouts go, where you can just utilize your body weight. They're out there. You just have to do your research. As far as working long hours, I feel you, man. I do. Obviously, you know me, so we do the same thing. Um, you have to meal prep. You have to take a day out of your week, and you have to plan your meals. You gotta go to the grocery shop. You gotta buy food. You gotta cook food in bulk. If you so, I wouldn't recommend personally making chicken for the entire week, putting it in your fridge and eating for 7 days, because after a couple days it's gonna get kind of funky. So what I would do is personally is I would pack my meals for 3 to 4 days, and then the rest of the days I'd put them in the freezer, and then I would take them out, let them thaw out when it gets time closer for me to use those meals. So you're not constantly eating meals in the refrigerator and they're gonna go bad. You put them in the freezer, and the freezer Tupperware, they'll still stay fresh. So that's what I recommend. But you have to meal prep. You have to meal prep, because if you don't meal prep, you're gonna fail. And it's very tempting when you're so hungry and you're driving around and you see something, you're gonna stop and get it. But if, as long as you eat your food like you're supposed to, you won't have those cravings. But you got to stay consistent, and you got to be patient. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Michael wants to know about bulking up. So Michael's probably an ectomorph. Maybe one of those guys that are lucky that can eat whatever they want and not gain a lot of weight. You just got to eat more. Eat more food. Keep track of what you're eating, and if you're not getting any weight, slowly add in a couple calories a day, um, every couple weeks, and then you'll gradually start to gain weight. But you probably just got to increase your food. Okay, let's see. Okay, so my cousin Winter wants to know, what do you do when you hit a plateau? You lost X amount of pounds, but now you're at a standstill. Maybe you cut your calories too quick, or you're not burning as many calories you think you're burning, or maybe you're eating more calories than what you're actually eating. Um, there's a lot of different things, but you have to write stuff down. I would recommend downloading MyFitnessPal, keeping track of your calories for a week, and also keeping track of your weight loss and see what happens if it fluctuates. Also, certain condiments can affect your weight loss. Like if you eat a lot of sodium, you might gain weight just from the sodium. Every time you eat carbs, you are retaining 3 to 4 grams of water. So there's so many different things that can have an effect on your weight loss. But you have to be consistent. Like I always tell my wife, when it comes to having a meal plan, when you make a meal plan, you track your food, you eat the exact same thing. So therefore, when something happens, you're able to look at the variables and see what you could have changed or what changed possibly that day that could have affected your weight. Now, cortisol, stress, so many things can be going on in your life that can also make you retain water. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you're gaining fat. It just could be just water weight. So I'm going to explain the TDE, which is going to help you as to where to start, what you should technically be eating. Now, some people get scared because they're so used to eating low amounts of food that when I tell them they should be eating, they're like, oh my God, it's too much food. Your body will adapt and become more efficient because what you're supposed to be eating to get in your macro and micronutrients. So let's see what else we got here. This girl is talking about arthritis and fibromyalgia. Could be gluten. You might have something sensitive to gluten. A friend of mine has a problem with gluten, and I know it affects her fibromyalgia. As far as arthritis, that could be a lot of, maybe you're eating a lot of food that's causing inflammation in your body, or it could be what you're doing. I see here you mentioned stretching. Stretching is good to do. Just make sure when you stretch, you're warm. Don't stretch cold. If it's in the mornings, I would say take a hot shower or do like a little warm up first before you stretch, or stretch after your workout, or do something explosive like some type of explosive movements to get your body warm and stretch that way, as well as you can do foam rolling and other methods you can do to kind of loosen your body up. Let's see. Shauna wants to know about family meal plans, kid friendly and mom and kid fun workouts. I posted Tabata workout. Those are great for kids. As soon as my child's born, that's what we're going to be doing. Tabata. Everyone loves Tabata because it's quick paced, it's explosive, it's fun, you burn a lot of calories in a good amount of time. It doesn't take forever to work out. As far as kid friendly meals go, you wouldn't believe the recipes that are online. I have some in my book, but there's also a lot online that you can look at that where you can make healthy food. You can make food that you think is bad in a healthier way. So you're not limiting the kind of food you're eating. I know when I have a child, it might be kind of hard to kind of stick to my regimen of what I eat, but there's ways to eat things that people think are bad if you just make them a different way. The thing is you need to make it yourself. You make it yourself, you know what you're putting in your food. So lastly, let's make this video. I want to end this video on the TDEE, and this is going to help a lot of people because this is going to give you your baseline of where to start. So I'm going to go and point the phone towards my computer so I can show you guys how to do this. And then if you have any questions or anything, just leave them down below, and I'll try and explain everything as I'm going through this. I'm going to use me as an example to kind of get you an idea of what you're supposed to do. Let's see, get this right here. Okay, let's see. So in the search bar, you're going to type in the TDEE calculator. Okay, so it's on the top right here, tdeecalculator.net. Click on it. Now when you go here, it's going to ask you for your age. So 33, weight 185, height I am 5'8". Activity. Now I would go off sedentary. I spend a lot of my time sitting down at work. I'm not very active. One time I'm active is when I'm working out. So keep us at sedentary to get a more accurate thing. If you know your body fat, go ahead and put. If you don't, just click calculate. Okay. So here, as you can see, it gives you your calories for the day, calories for the week, and it gives you your BMR, your sedentary, light exercise, moderate exercise, heavy exercise, and the athlete. Now, what I would do is I would start my calories at 2110. And then depending on that week, if I'm losing too much weight or if I feel like I have no energy, I'm tired all the time, then I would slowly increase my calories. If you work out like crazy and you're very steady in the gym, maybe start at light exercise. Cool thing about this site though is it gives you your ideal weight for your height, gives you your BMI score, which isn't always correct because it doesn't really go off your lean body mass. It just goes off how much you actually weigh. And then the cool thing right here, so macronutrients. So it actually will give you an idea of what your macronutrients should be. It gives you your moderate carb, your low carb, your high carb. This is for a maintenance diet. Then you have your cutting diet, your moderate, low, and high, and then your bulking diet, moderate, low, and high. And again, it also talks about food scales and MyFitnessPal, and also taking vitamin D and fish oils. But again, this is what you should use to kind of get a baseline of where you're at. If you use this website, it's going to give you something to start, because everyone always wants to know, where do I start at? How many calories do I eat? I don't know what I'm doing. What about my macros? Sometimes it really isn't about your macros, honestly. It's about your calories. You know, your macros can kind of change. You want your protein to be high. I explained in the last video about the thermic effect of food, how eating more protein is going to heat your body up more. You're going to burn more calories. Protein is less likely to be turned into fat than the other two macros of carbs and fats. Obviously, fats are already fat, so them going into adipose tissue being used as triglycerides are obviously going to be easier because they are fat. Carbohydrates are also used for energy. So there's a higher thermic effect of food for carbohydrates, but it's not as high as protein. And again, the lowest is fats. So I hope this video helped you guys out. If you have any questions, leave them down below. Please subscribe to the channel. And if you have any questions, just ask them. I'll do the best I can to help you guys. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to take chapters out of my book that I've already written, and I'm breaking them down for people so I can help them kind of get on track with their process. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, hit that subscribe button, and hope you guys have a good day.